The Zarathi ambassador's crystalline form pulsed with superiority as it addressed the United Nations Assembly. Your species' fatal flaw, it resonated through its translation matrix, is your enslavement to emotion. Logic dictates survival. Sentiment ensures extinction. Captain Maria Vasquez watched the broadcast from the bridge of the cargo vessel Remember Tomorrow. Her jaw clenched as the alien continued its assessment. 3 months ago, the Zarathi collective had arrived, offering humanity a choice. Submit to their emotionless efficiency or face isolation from galactic trade routes. They demonstrated their power by effortlessly destroying an asteroid that threatened their ship. Their faces, if they had faces, never changing expression. Emotional weakness, Maria muttered, her fingers tracing the photo tucked into her console. Her daughter's graduation day. The Zarathi would call it inefficient sentiment. She called it everything worth fighting for. The crisis came sooner than expected. A solar flare, unprecedented in scale, erupted from Proxima Centauri. The Zarathi calculated instantly. Their colony of 2 million would be destroyed. The logical response? Abandon them. Resources required for evacuation exceeded the colony's projected value by 3.7%. The collective's response was unanimous and took 0.4 seconds to reach. They're just leaving them to die? Lieutenant Park's voice cracked over the comm channel, monitoring the Zarathi communications. Maria felt something the Zarathi would never understand. Rage mixed with purpose. Open a channel to every human vessel in the sector, she ordered. Tell them we're going to Proxima. Tell them. She paused, thinking of every illogical, emotional reason humans had ever done anything stupid and brave. Tell them there are 2 million lives that need saving. The Zarathi watched, their instruments recording what they classified as humanity's emotional hysteria. 43 human vessels, cargo haulers, mining ships, a cruise liner, 2 military escorts, all abandoning profitable routes to attempt an impossible rescue. Their calculations showed a 78% probability of human losses. Economically irrational, strategically unsound. What happened next would be taught in Zarathi educational nodes for generations, though they'd never fully understand it. The human ships didn't calculate optimal evacuation patterns. Instead, Captain Johnson of the mining vessel Stubborn Hope broadcast a message that made no logical sense. My grandmother always said you don't leave family behind. Last I checked, anyone who needs help is family. They formed a chain, ship to ship, through the radiation storm. When the dawn's light lost its shields, the Persistence moved to cover it, taking damage that would cost millions to repair. When escape pods from the colony couldn't reach the ships, human pilots flew shuttles manually through the flare's edge, their bodies taking radiation doses that would require months of treatment. Maria watched her crew work 18-hour shifts, saw them share their personal rations with frightened Zarathi young, witnessed Engineer Roberts teaching scared alien children human card games to distract them from the evacuation. The Zarathi collective observed it all, their perfect logic unable to process what they were seeing. Humans were destroying their profit margins, risking their vessels, poisoning themselves with radiation. For aliens who had called them weak just weeks before, it took 37 hours. They saved 1,847,239 Zarathi. The humans lost 2 ships, damaged 14 others, and every participating crew member required medical treatment. By every metric the collective used, humanity had failed catastrophically. But something happened to the Zarathi survivors. They'd felt something new as human hands pulled them from death, as human medics worked through exhaustion to save their young, as Captain Vasquez herself gave her emergency oxygen supply to a Zarathi elder. They'd felt what their species had edited out of their genome millennia ago. They felt grateful. They felt emotional. The collective's response was immediate and unprecedented. They tried to quarantine the survivors to prevent the spread of what they classified as an emotional contagion. But it was too late. The rescued Zarathi had experienced something their logic couldn't delete, the knowledge that strangers had suffered for them without calculation, without benefit, simply because it was right. The revolution that followed was quiet by human standards. Zarathi began questioning the collective's decisions. Some asked why efficiency mattered more than existence. Others wondered if emotion wasn't weakness but strength, the strength to do what was necessary rather than what was optimal. Ambassador Zarathi Prime stood before the UN Assembly again, 6 months later. His crystalline form flickered with something new, uncertainty. "We were wrong," it said simply. "Your emotions are not weakness. They are why you survive when logic says you should fail." Maria watched this broadcast too, surrounded by her crew, scarred, tired, but triumphant. The Zarathi had learned what humanity had always known. Emotions weren't a bug in the system. They were the reason the system was worth saving at all. The regret the Zarathi felt wasn't just for their words. It was for the millennia they'd spent without feeling anything at all.